While we're waiting, Ned, can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah,
When you're using your palette, I often see you say, okay, I'm going to take some blue, and you dip your brush in your blue and you put it on your palette. Then you say, I'm going to take some Aureolin or whatever. You dip it in the yellow and you stick it on your palette. How is it you don't get all that yellow in your blue paint? Because I just had to clean out a couple of my little boxes because when I dip my brush, the paint design stays there.
That's right. That's
Barbara, thank you for asking that. I've been wondering that myself for a long time. I never had the courage to ask it. Thank you.
As I said, dumb question. Here we go.
That's a very intelligent question.
I guess sometimes at the end of the day, my blue might have some yellow in it, or it'll be a little green in one corner. So I guess I do contaminate my wells a little bit.
I take different brushes and keep one brush for a specific color to move it to transfer it.
Okay, that can work. Or I may reflexively, Barb, I may dip it into the yellow, wipe it on my sponge pretty quickly, and then dip it into the blue. But
I got you, because
there's Anne-Marie.
We don't see as much of the action of what's going on your palette and with your paints as we do obviously on the paper. So that's helpful. Thanks.
Yeah.
My next dumb question is, I wonder if anybody could do this without using a ruler.
What parts?
I'm asking for volunteers. Who did it without using a ruler?
Nobody.
The only one I used a ruler on was the actual siding of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I used it for the window planter.
So see if this makes sense. So I didn't want to, but I couldn't. So I put the ruler down, but then as I was tracing the pencil along the ruler, I moved the pencil head a little bit, so it ended up being a little wavy. But it was
so it's
great.
Like fake non-ruler.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's funny. I always use
worse with all the other stuff that was hand done.
But how about
I always
for
use a ruler, but I didn't this time because I had been looking at the flowing things that Ned had done. I thought, I've got to loosen up. So I tried it without, and so they're pretty shaky.
I took my ruler out immediately.
I may do it a second time with a ruler, Ellen. I may go back.
Did everybody measure distances?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like getting the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those small.
Yeah, I really made sure that the squares of the windows or rectangles were about the same.
Yes. Yeah. You gotta, and I'm double checking myself right now that I did that.
I didn't do that. Oh no.
Yeah, I kind of added more tick marks at the top where I taped off the edges. That's where the lines should be.
Like older,
Oh yeah, good. I'm gonna mark mine. Yeah, I'm getting a little mixed up where my dark lines behind the mullions are and where I want to keep the white of the crisscross. I don't want to mess those up.
And then you got shadows in there.
Well, I tried doing that, and that was those light shadows in there. That was just that set me over the edge. And some of you have seen this before, but when we do flowers, and in this case we have geraniums, but here I've got tulips. It's often good rather than to have them just separated and sort of isolated like lollipops, is to group them whatever you can. If you have a daisy shape, if you just do a circle, it's not so great. If you do this, that's fun. And then if you can combine them, this would be lilies. That becomes a really interesting shape with the ins and outs. Same thing with this. A bouquet. If you just paint flower like little dots, it's not as interesting And if you make all the dots, all the flowers the same size, it's not always interesting. But if you make them, connect them and make them irregular, it makes for a more interesting composition. So there's that. All right. And I remind you as, there we go. Here's Joan is coming in. Great. Woo, good. Okay, Joan Newland coming in from Pittsburgh. If I put this up, here's my value sketch. I have this arrow here. I wanted to remind myself to add an extra flower down there. Come on in, Judy. We're good. We're good. And I've got the darkest darks are probably the shadows on the window box and probably those shutters on the side. So I have dark things, and then the lightest stuff is sort of in the middle. And I think my focal point will be these orangey begonias that are kind of cascading down. I'm going to add, so I think you saw in my drawing, I added one more just to make it more of a focal point. So we have an interesting balance here between the looseness of flowers. There's not a straight line in any of that. And then the very regimented sort of geometric look of the background. When we get to this is fun. We play around with colors. When we get in here, this is where I had you do a little practice some grays, because you can mix any gray you want out of any mixture of red, yellow, and blue. And this can be an interesting area of just soft neutral colors without getting too jazzy, you know? So, okay. The only one I'm missing, Judy, is Beth Hurd, but I don't even have her phone number.
Beth's taking.
Is she away?
No, she came back from California. She said now she knows she can get on an airplane and go to Australia because it was when all the flights were canceled. So she sidelined someplace and now she's taking care of a sick.
Okay, so she won't be with us today.
No.
Yeah.
Are you keeping the molding around the window paintings? Are you keeping that all white?
You mean over here?
Yeah, like along the side.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
And how about with, those are mullions in between here.
Yeah, I remember,
Are you keeping them white or are you making them like a little dull red?
I might dull them down. I might just dull them down.
Okay.
That's the white, that's that extra line in here. Okay, all right, let's get started. All right, Judy, Sharon, I'm going to start with now you, sometimes I flood a page almost a third with water and get a lot of color in over half the page right away. But this time I'm going to take a different approach. I want to make sure that I save all my nice color things and don't let darks kind of get into an area that I want to save. So I'm going to, these geraniums, which are so lovely, are really overexposed in the photograph. So I've got this is a rose. What color is this, Bill? Rose, permanent rose. Okay. And I'm adding just a little bit of blue, cerulean blue, because the rose is almost too peachy. All right. And so I'm gonna dab away here. I'm really not going to be too worried about edges. This is one flower going into another one.
These are these light pink geraniums?
Yep. Yeah, the ones at the top. I'm painting the geraniums.
You didn't wet it first.
No, I didn't wet it. Nope.
With a little water in the brush.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And this big one up here. And you want to make sure the edges stay irregular. like bump, outside the lines, bump, because these geraniums have those bumpy edges. I'll fuss with the middle later.
So yours is a very purpley color that you're coming up with.
Yeah, because, yeah, well, yeah. Is that what it's coming out purple? Come over here, Judy. It's more pink in standing over it, but maybe in the okay. And then these three are all running together. 1, 2.
So you're doing the lighter color first?
I'm doing the light pink first, yeah. But don't you start that yet. Because then you won't watch me, and then you'll say, "Oh, what color was that?" And I'll say, "Well, this is what it did." Okay. So I'm just blopping this stuff in. Again, keeping the edges a little bit irregular. Okay. And then I'm going to clean off a little bit of my palette here. Barb, take a look. And cerulean blue. I'm going to take the cerulean blue on the left side. What are somebody know the names of that plant?
It looks like lobelia.
Lobelia?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like it's got those 2 little lobelia-ish.
Okay. And I'm not painting the whole thing blue because I'm going to put some greens in between. But I'm gonna, if it dangles off a little bit, I'm gonna exaggerate that. Questions? Here's lobelia. Okay, I won't put that in the title of the painting because I won't spell it. I've got some white ones over here, so I'm gonna wait on those. Okay, and then this one, I love this over here. This will be cerulean, but it's a little deeper, so I'm adding a little bit of ultramarine. And a little bit of alizarin crimson. Yeah, I am dipping straight in with my brush, Barbara. Now I just messed it up. Okay, this is going to be a little stronger blue. So Diane, I just, because you often ask, I'm putting the color on and I say if I like it, that's good. If I don't, I'll add a little more red, make it purplier. Okay, here we go.
So really,
I know. I love how you fix it on the paper. I'm so afraid of.
I just put it there and I can deal with it later. Up there, and it flicks out. This has such an exuberant. I mean, I can't paint it with the exuberance of the shape. It's this big triangle, and I've got to leave some holes where I'll have some green. Now I'm out of color, Kirk. I'm out of color. It's driving me crazy. Boom, boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm flicking the brush down so that I get this raggedy edge. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Bless you. I got this going down pretty far. Maybe I'll even go a little bit further than the picture because Bill told me I should, or he did. Okay. Now, while things are setting up, this is why I didn't want you to paint right away. I'm going to drop in some greens in between. And I'm going to go over here first. Well, where am I going to go?
Didn't tell you he was using raw sienna.
Okay, so no, that was a new gamboge and cerulean. I'm going to blop in a little bit in here while the piece is a little bit, it'll be fuzzy edges. So instead of having white holes in here, I'm going to have this greenish. And I'm not using too much water in my brush because I don't want it to kind of bleed all over the place. Okay, I'm going to stop in a minute and let you paint, but I'm going to just do a little bit more of this. And while the pinks are still setting up, I'm going to add a little bit more to the shadows. The light is coming from the right, so that side the left side of my flowers are going to have some shadow shapes in here. And I'm going right to the edge, and then I'm going to come up, and I'm just going to look in the photograph to see what kind of interesting shapes I get. Oh, here's a spot between one and the other. So I'm painting the right side of one and then the left side of another one. There's that. I'm just going to make that irregular. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, and the same on this one. Again, the photograph isn't going to tell me much, so I'm making some stuff up. I'm just, wow.
Who's the license?
Yeah, and I just
That's what we're here for.
I just glommed up my.
Do you have a license?
No, to abuse it.
I got too much blue in my brush, so I didn't like that. Okay. Okay, and then just at the edges of this one. Again, the left-hand edges will have this little. And reload. Again, I'm kind of looking to see how this looks. Okay. And by doing just one edge, the form starts to look a little bit 3D. If you just leave it, I'm going to make this one bigger. And then this is totally.
Is that the same color, just a darker value? It's the exact same color? Or did you pick it a little bit?
I added cerulean blue to it.
Oh, to make it darker?
Yeah. And then against the side. Now, think of the way those flowers work, you know. I'm about done. Okay, good. I'm gonna leave that at that, and let you guys get some painting done. So we'll get the reds, the pinks, and the blues in. And I just had a lot of green wash over my blue over there, so I'm blotting it up. That was good.
This is somebody's. Oh, that's my problem. I think we'll take it down. Thank you.
Oh, good. Joan, you're on. That's great.
Hello? Yeah, hi. Yes. Right. Okay, great. I'll see. Yes, thanks for calling, Connie. Bye-bye.
Hey, Joan, you might want to mute yourself next time the phone rings.
Then you want that green in, when everything's still wet.
Well, I kind of got my green in because I was rushing a little too soon. You can let it set up a
Let
little
it
bit.
set a
I'm in the
little.
process of taking up some blue so that I can put some green in.
This is where I can't tell you how much water to put in. You know, if you're
Yeah.
putting the blue in, you got a lot of water, and the blue is going to take a long time to dry. And I certainly can't measure how much water is in my brush.
So this online thing, I did a couple drawings and the guy actually, he puts masking fluid over the flower after he does it here.
After he does them,
Paint them like this, mask them.
so then when he paints,
Wash the green
yeah,
in. And it actually, I was very happy with the way it came out.
sure.
It's and then you can just put like folds in your flowers after you take the mask.
Yeah. You can go back into that area.
But it lets you actually go crazy with the greens, which is the greens like all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
I just found it today.
Yeah, no, that's
Where is the, oh, that's right, green stuff. I was like, what is that
yeah. There's so many
thing? So,
ways to attack problems.
yeah, but it was very effective.
Yeah.
So I actually want to try that here. My cousin. It worked. You didn't do the other flowers, you're just not doing them right now?
The begonias I haven't done. Yeah, I kind of wanted to stop and let people paint.
So if I don't, my pinks, I don't know, they're, well, I guess it's not the same color. They're really pale pink. It's green.
And Kathleen, watch how much. This is where I made a mistake. I had too much water in my brush, so watch the. It's starting to blur too much into your blue. You get more pigment and less water.
Something's good.
Yes, it is. Good.
It looks weird at first, but it dries out and
Yeah.
it's where it needs to go. Until they get, until they start to look like coffee.
I need more room here.
Need more what?
I need more room. I'm taking this down. This needs to come down like this, like that.
Go right on. You go right off the edge, just let it hit the tape.
No, but I actually want that plant to do that.
Oh, I
To
see.
come more like a point here.
Yeah, you could take it off.
I just don't like the shape of the plant. I just needs to. Yeah. So I actually like, yeah. I just use it.
Yeah, it was good. Otherwise, the paint will start to ripple.
Great. So what's your favorite brush size?
Oh, gosh.
Come on, there's gotta be one that's.
Oh, I love painting this, but you can't do the whole painting with that.
No, but on these kind, 12 and 14s are,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I like it. I really like it as well.
Yeah.
With a good point.
yeah.
It just seems like ignore my other brushes to that.
All right, I don't want to have you think you should keep painting when maybe you should be tying your hand behind your back.
We're having the muffin.
We're having a second cup of coffee. I'm going to go with the greens next, and if you look, they go all over and in between. The flowers. I'm going to do one tone, kind of a medium green. It'll be New Gamboge and ultramarine blue. No, I'm sorry. Let me try New Gamboge and cerulean to see how that goes. I'm going to use a lot of ultramarine in the shutter. So, okay, let me just try this. And that. Yeah, that'll give me a nice. Okay. New Gamboge and cerulean blue. And I'm going to just start in here. Where are we going to go? Oh, I know. I'm going to start with that little dumb little unbloomed flower buds up at the top. There's that is. And I'm just going to make a little teeny line down here and a little line down here. Okay, now I can go. Whenever I see a nice leaf shape, I'm going to paint it in. So I start, see that one? I got that thing. Now I've got some darks to put in still, but now there's some green that goes right up against that. There's a lot of green here. What happens? That's the shadow coming through there. Okay. Whew. There's some, well, I'm going to go right around my begonia. And I do have some white flowers. I guess I'm going to try to see if I can save those. Cerulean and ultramarine. Okay. Cerulean, ultramarine.
And New Gamboge for the yellow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cerulean, what did I say? Cerulean and New Gamboge.
No, that's what you said.
Yeah. Okay, so this yeah, I'm going right into the other one. Going around my begonias. Ooh, I see some whites in there. There's some white flowers in here I'm not going to deal with. Okay, here's a nice leaf shape. It looks like a big heart. I'm going to put that so I can see it. And the rest of this, I'm just going to mush it in. There's no, I can't, until I put in my darks, I can't differentiate. Okay, this goes right up against the pink. So go right up against the dark sides of those pinks. Don't leave little white flecks in there. And we got, oh my gosh, a lot of. Here's another leaf. I see a leaf. I see romper room. I see a leaf. I see. All right. It goes right over. Yep, goes right over to that. There, what's below? That's all green down here. Okay. Okay, so that's my green, but I haven't done any darks yet. So now I take the cerulean blue with a little ultramarine, and I paint in where I see some holes or darks, like that. That leaf here has a. I'm going to outline this leaf with a dark. So you can see that leaf you can see because I've done a dark all the way around it. Now I gotta make sure I keep looking. I've got dark against the begonias here. That kind of goes up, up, up. There's a lot of dark down in there. Wow. There's the dark greens are pretty dense down here. Okay, that's that one. Oh, I see a leaf shape. Okay. I see a leaf shape here. I'm going to go around there. Should have another one here. Okay. Now at the base of this, there's another leaf shape. Oh, this is very dark. Underneath these pink flowers, it's pretty darn dark. So I'm getting it right up against there, and I'm creating the edge of that pink flower by going in and out, in and out. Okay, then I'm creating the edge of this flower. So sometimes you're painting the positive, and sometimes you're painting the negative.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so come around here, Nana. I have a leaf here, but this is called the negative shape. You see how I'm using the dark to make the edge of that leaf. So that's the positive shape, but this dark here is the negative. That's the positive. That's the negative. So maybe I'll make a few darks here. I want to feel like I got another leaf in there. I'm going to make it feel like this leaf. I think I need a little more. Not that much, but I think I need a little. See how there's the stem of the leaf, and here's the other side of it. So sometimes you're painting the negative, which is the outside of it. Okay. And sometimes you're painting the positive. And I'm just trying to make these areas in here just a little bit irregular. So I'm not quite seeing every leaf, but I see this one better. So I'm going to put a little more. Okay, and I'll go around that. Okay, so that leaf I see better. Okay, now I am going to do my pink and red flowers. Windsor red I'm going to use for the two. Oh, boy, that's pretty, and a little bit of alizarin. Wow, those are strong colors. Boom.
Those are your begonias?
Yeah, and I'm just plopping this. Boom, 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 boom. And I can even overlap into the green by a little bit. Okay, there's my begonia. And it really doesn't, it's pretty together shape. I mean, it doesn't fleck. Okay, and then now I'm going to do the aureolin and those two reds, Winsor Newton red, to get that orange. Yeah, I want to make it light at first.
Windsor and Windsor and then aureolin.
Yep, that's for these oranges. Yep.
Oh, pretty.
Look at that. Throw that baby on there. And then this is the next one down. I'm going to bring it even lower than my drawing. So these kind of going down, these are my little bit of a focal point. Now, I'm going to just, while I have the reds sort of setting up, I'm going to these begonias have some dark. Is this too wet? It might be. Don't you think?
Put some ultramarine in it.
I'm gonna use a brush, and I'm gonna lift out. Come on. I'm gonna lift out a few areas here. Get it a little bit lighter. This brush is a little stiffer. There we go. And I'm going to go around this way, around that way, then down here. Take out some of the orange. There we go.
Were you planning for that, or are you reacting to something?
Kind of reacting. Now I know that I'm going to go back into the reds. And so this is like the inside of a cinnamon roll. They kind of spiral.
Or a hay bale.
Yeah.
Very good.
And here's the orange, a little bit darker. What am I going to make? What makes orange darker? Blue. Yeah, I'm going to make a little spin there. There we go. So I'm doing some crescent shapes inside here to indicate the way that flower works. And I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. Okay. All right. Get to the greens and then eventually get into those reds and oranges. And the window panes are coming up next. Yeah, Bill, if I'd gone around in the begonias, if I'd gone around the light areas and left them white, it would be too white. You know what I mean? It would be like this, color.
It'd be a highlight.
It'd be like the clavids, So I needed to get a tone on there, but then I did realize I had to lift some of it out. Yeah, it comes out like a highlight. What
I was thinking, looking at a bunch of towels that I don't need, bringing them in, so anyway.
Now, what was the colors for the red ones on the left?
Yeah, the two on the left, I use Windsor and a little bit of alizarin. just because I sort of don't like to use a color directly out of the tube. I like to alter it a little bit.
Ned, is that a flower to the right-hand side of the right, far right group of pinks? Or is that just part of the window? I think I thought it was another flower.
Where are you talking about?
So the group of pinks to
Here?
the right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right above them, is that another flower that's not colored in?
There's one
No,
here.
to the right of it. To the right of it.
Oh, there's a
Is
little
that a
piece of
flower?
green. There's a little piece of green in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Call from 4127.
And hi, I'm in the middle of this painting class. I'm like, well, I'll let me call you back, okay, when this is over at 11, about 11 o'clock.
12 o'clock, Joan.
Okay, bye.
Oh, is Pittsburgh a different time zone?
No,
Okay.
I said that definitively, I don't think so.
No,
It's not. No.
no.
I don't know, I didn't even think about it, because I.
It doesn't start to get weird until you get to around Kentucky, Lexington,
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati's.
I'm in this class. Talk. Could you give me clean water? Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
Ned,
Yeah.
when you're wanting to darken that, the orangey red, what did you add? Or did you just add more pigment?
To make orange darker, I had a tiny bit of cerulean blue. Blue is the opposite of orange, and it made it a little bit brown. But I was pretty careful. I didn't go too strong with that.
Just a teeny bit. Okay. Thank you.
Now, can I have the blue on this lobelia here, and I want to try to lighten up one side of those flowers. I guess I could take paint off. Can I do something with this to make it lighter?
You add water to it.
Yeah, I guess.
But you can't add that onto here. So the other thing is the small rock. You may want
Agree?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you.
This way. Do you have Chinese white? Or titanium white?
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. We're done all.
Like on this side of the.
Exactly. You can mix that blue with a little bit of Chinese white, get something lighter.
Yeah, that's okay. So that.
That would be the way to go. Rather than trying to lift out those, because those things are so hard to lift out.
Yeah, I just want a little bit of, I noticed on the picture, there's like that.
It's sort of
Some
bright.
of them are lighter and I.
Yep.
This one I did a little better, but, like I've made some of them lighter.
Yeah.
This one I made them all dark and I'm not happy. So that is an option.
Ned, Ned, how are you gonna get your little white flowers in there? I saved a spot, but I don't know what to do.
You're just going to save that spot, and then we're going to put that dark green window box right up against them.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah, so that again is called negative painting. You don't paint the flowers, you paint the shape around the flowers, and the flowers are what's left over.
Okay.
It's tricky. I don't want to make it sound, oh, that's the easy way to do it, but because it is tricky. Okay, so now, in a way, we've done this whole thing in reverse. Usually you save your really exciting, fun things to right at the end, last little touches of flowers or something, but we've done our dessert first. All these flowers are lovely and flowing and organic and have a lot of energy to them. And now we've got to sort of drop in the background, the set behind the actors, and we can't let the set overtake the main players. So I am going to paint everything inside these frames a gray tone. I'm not going to worry about. The photograph has some bright lights coming in here and a couple over here, and I just don't think I can get into that. It's going to take your eye away from the flowers. So there, as I showed you in my video, there are many different ways of making gray. I'm going to use ultramarine, a little bit of alizarin crimson, and a little bit of raw sienna. So it's my red, yellow, and blue. And with that, I don't mix them too much on your palette. I think you all know, if you mix pancake batter too long, your pancakes come out heavy and dull. If you mix, okay, here we go. I'm just putting this color on.
Say ultra, alizarin and what?
And raw sienna.
Thank you.
All right, now.
Oh, I'm cringing, Ned.
Yep, we should be. And I'm watching the amount of water, because if I have so much water on there, it starts to dribble. I got big problems. So I'm pulling some of that water up and out.
Raw sienna and what?
Raw sienna, alizarin crimson, and ultramarine blue. But that was just my choice. You could use cerulean and something else and something else. Oh boy. Kirk, you see I screwed something up. My my panes are are not the right size. How'd that happen?
Yeah,
Okay. Damn.
that makes it look like a watercolor.
He's got that big stubby brush.
And I got that big brush. You know, when it starts to look too blue or too gray, I'm putting in a little bit of red. If it starts to look too red, I put in a little more blue. You know, I'm just changing it all the time. Okay, let's get and I definitely am having to mix my colors over and over and over again.
Oh, we're in.
Okay, there's that.
Let me see your brush, Ned.
Yeah, I got this one here.
Monster brush.
It's pretty good size.
Stogie brush.
Yeah.
It's like a roll your own cigar.
So what color did you use again?
Everything.
Red, yellow, and blue. I'm hoping my window things are lining up because I'm now I'm on my yeah. Okay, now I'm going down around these flowers. I got to pay attention to around these things.
Can you take these flowers? That's all you have.
Okay, and I definitely don't want to have to do this again. So I'm trying to get it sort of dark enough.
How's Ellen doing? Is she composing herself?
Yeah, Ellen's doing fine.
I'm this one, when you see this on Wednesday, this one is going to be months before this is done. Months. This one is really going to go off the deep end in terms of
Ellen, your summer is set out ahead of you, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it's always flowers the flowers. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's like one notch. It's like one notch below golfing and orchid growing on the IQ scale.
Oh boy, I've got a lot of water here, so I got to be really careful that it doesn't dribble into what I want to save here. And I guess I'm going to go across like that. I bring it right. Where's my window level? Yes. What just happened there? Flipper McGee's closet. Okay.
Came to the right place.
I'm sorry, I was over there looking off. Well, did you take the paint off the mullion?
Off. I didn't paint them.
Oh, okay, you're painting squares. I thought
Yeah.
when you first said it was washed.
Nope.
Bring us a salad home for.
Yeah, I'll bring some.
But those grays are going to look cool when they dry.
The chicken from America.
Okay. And when I go down, I just put the brush down, I pull it. I don't dab. You go to the edge, pull it. You can be sloppy in the middle, but now let's see. I want to get these edges around the flowers tight. Make sure these things are sort of straight. Are they kind of straight? Okay. And I got a few other places where I want these grays to be. I got a little teeny line right here. How about that, Kathleen? Pretty good, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we'll try this.
And then I'm gonna pull this down here.
You're not doing the light over there?
Okay, that's that. I have there's another little seam over here that I'm going to put in. As long as I got this gray right now, I'm going to put it in. Another one over here. I don't want them both to be the same thickness, so I'm going to make this one a little bit thicker. All right. And okay, so it's kind of gray. I don't think I don't think I can put in my horizontals in here now because everything's so dark. So, okay, I know what to do. There are a few places where I see between the shutters, like where the shutters bend, and I'm getting a few darker lines in there. Can I do the? Okay, yeah, I guess I am. I'm putting in some of the slats now. I'll let you guys start painting. I just know that I'm putting in a few slats to kind of. Oh, I gotta get my ruler to do this, don't I?
You're the one with the steady hand.
Don't make fun of rulers.
I know.
Next, I'm moving to T-squares.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Third noise. You?
Sharon Dower is in the studio and she's putting a dog sitting in the window with his face looking out. So if you think you got your hands full with the shutters, what are you? There, I see Andy in the background. Good.
Yeah, Ned, I told Susan I was thinking about putting in a ghosty face, you know, something that it's like, what the hell is that? But decided that was too much.
These mullions are going to, I mean, the patterns in the window, this is just too much. I had to actually redo the shutters because the lines were wrong in comparison to the cladding on the house. It was too much.
Ooh. All right, I'm going to start with the shadow tones, and I'm using my large brush. And there are some areas over here that are kind of, you see some shadows coming down against the house, making some irregular patterns. Then over here, there's some nice shadows of this lobelia, or whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to use, and on a warm summer day, as this would have been with what's that? Well, he's gonna get there.
No,
Well, I gotta just start mixing I'll mix my color at least.
Okay.
And if you want to stand up, Judy, and take a look.
What are you mixing?
So, Bill, can other people watch it though right now?
if they can see you.
Oh,
they
yeah,
Yeah.
we can see you.
Okay, so
We
a
can
little ultramarine blue, a little alizarin crimson, and I'm making that was too much alizarin, so now it's a little bit more blue. And if I feel like it's too purpley, I add a little bit of that yellow to it. Okay. So I got too much color on my brush.
What yellow?
Rossiana. Okay, so it's not dark enough. More blue. Okay, we'll try that. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going right up against my flowers. This is, like I say, this is like negative painting. There's a little bit of a diagonal. I gotta be careful here. I got too much. Yep.
Huh?
Yes, come on over here and take a look. I know, this is gonna make more of a diagonal. Okay, here we go, right across here.
You're using that to outline your.
My
borders
box.
too.
Yeah.
Here. Mhm.
Oh, too much. God, that alizarin is so strong.
Yes. Oh,
Okay, then you gotta be careful. I get over to here. I don't go all the way over because then I do have this diagonal. There we go. I'm gonna continue this thing over. And, oh, what did I do? Okay, now.
But you may still turn. Yeah. He's doing child's pose to try to make him turn.
Okay, this is a little bit downhill here. There we go. I go right on.
Wow.
I'm going around my blues. What do I got? I got now. Okay, then now I'm going to do some more of these
Shadows.
shadowy things coming down.
You kind of letting them drip too. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Awesome. Wow. That looks wonderful.
And maybe a little bit more here. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave, put a little flick over here, maybe a little bit more just to animate that. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now there are parts of this window, the window frame, that each window pane, each window mullion has a dark underside.
Of course.
And so I'm going to just go there. And this one, I'm going to go just down there. Yep, the mullions.
I don't think I've ever used the word mullion.
A mullion?
What happened to mullion? A million? A million dollars? Million.
I never knew what they were called.
Well, now we do.
Right.
So I'm just doing the bottom edge of this one.
This is a shadow, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
The left-hand edge of these other ones.
Right. How
This
come
is
you're
the-
doing- Oh, you're doing this edges, both edges.
I'm doing the bottom of this one and then the left side of the light's coming in this way. So it's hitting that one.
what's that?
Oh, that's where the fold is in the shutter. See them?
Oh, it's the shutter.
It's the shutter fold. Now I got Yeah, I don't,
That's why I didn't want to. That's why I didn't do the shutters.
I'm gonna stop here and let you guys paint, because the next thing I do is we put the dark greens in, and then we're almost done,
Oh,
right?
So we're making dark purple.
Yeah, purple, a shadow color, a shadow color of some sort.
So like, whoa. Oh, thank you.
On the yellow bench, there's a stack of clothes that are dirty. I didn't put them in the basket.
Well, that velvet outfit,
What?
that velvet, does that get washed?
Yeah, yeah,
I thought that was a dry cleanable.
no, it can be washed.
Which, I have no idea, just the color. It looks right, it looks right. I know it's supposed to learn the colors and that, but I have trouble.
We're back to this second grade, learning colors, huh? Get the Crayola box out.
So what was it, like a red, a blue, and a yellow?
If I felt it was getting too purpley, you could put in a yellow raw sienna. But I kind of don't mind the purple color. All right, I'm going to start in on the shutters. So we'll be doing the shutters, the window box, which basically finishes up the bulk of the thing. There is always a little tweaking to do. Get my large brush. I'm going to use Aureolin. You know, for my greens in the plant, I use New Gamboge and Ultramarine. I don't want to use the same colors, so I'm using Aureolin and Ultramarine. You'll notice my Ultramarine comes in a lot in my paintings, but and this will be the light colored. Okay, if you're watching me, I'm just throwing it on there. Let's get a little bit darker or a little greener. We're going right up to this line here. This isn't going to take me any time to finish this off. The only thing I got to watch is that I don't have so much water on my brush that I will start to dribble into other things. Okay, there's that green. Here's this one. I'm going to go right over some of that. Blue, Aureolin. Oh, look, I'm getting some little speckles. Maybe I'm going to leave those. See those speckles, those dry brush looking things? I may leave them. It's one of those things you just say, okay, well, whatever. There's that. Make sure that line stays straight. That's the edge of the shutter. There we go. And now we're going to do the same thing down here. Oh, wow. Who was asking me? Sharon, I'm going around those. See those white flowers there?
Yeah.
And now I'm going around these. See, are you watching me?
Yeah.
I'm going around those darn things. And that's those darn things. Okay, it looks like a little trio there. Okay, then everything else. Now I want to keep that flickiness, but I can't leave too many whites down there, or it becomes a little crazy. Okay, now I got to reload. Around the begonia. Now this is not, there will be some shadows on here. So this is the light part of the window box. Here we go across. I get a good straight line, just drawing it. Oops, going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. There we go. And slop around up here.
The window box is green.
The shadow.
Well, what do you see it as?
It looked more black to me.
It's blacks. All blacks have some color to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But yeah, they do look like a colonial green when I really look at it.
Josh, is like the green of our garage doors.
Exactly. And until now, I thought they were black. Not the garage doors, but in the picture.
But you can see that it's that same color, can't you?
I can now, yeah.
Now that I tell you it's green, now you say it's green. Before you thought it was black. God. That's funny about perception, though, you know?
Yeah.
And someone will say to me, do you see the red in that shadow? I go, what are you talking about? And then I go, oh, yeah, now I see it. But okay. Now, there are some spots in here where I need to. Okay. Now, how are we doing up there? Boy, that's still pretty wet. Can I possibly paint in? Oh. Oh, boy. Okay, here's the shutter with. Okay, there's the shutter with, oh, darn it, I didn't want to lose that little edge. And then raw sienna and ultramarine blue, and I'm leaving the light of those slats.
Oh, that looks so cool. You got a straight brush you do, an angled brush?
At an angle, just the angle enough that I can,
Yeah.
and I'm going to come down here and reestablish this. That piece of cake, right?
Wow.
Same thing on the
So,
other side.
I'm gonna, yeah, I gotta be careful attention to the other side.
No,
First you wash
this
it.
side is really dark. Here. And what am I going to do here? Yeah, I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to leave those. My brush knows I want it to be dry. Okay. Okay, and the same thing here. I'm going to go right down here. Right across there.
Light line there, right, in between them.
Yep, and notice that I'm turning my brush. You can see, Kathleen, I'm turning my brush, the top of the brush and the bottom of the brush are making the same line. See what I mean?
So it's a little dark at the bottom. Double-edged. Yeah.
Technique.
Now, if I wanted it wider, I just turn it this way. Now I'm just gonna come down here one more time. So I don't have that thing. And I got a few little,
Is there a video of what's going on here?
yeah.
There's going to be,
So you're gonna send that in case I
Yeah.
want to review.
except for about a 5-minute dropout. when we
Yeah,
lost it.
yeah, but I'm really interested in Shutter,
You get the beta.
because I'm gonna need to watch this again.
Yes.
Shutters.
So I'm putting just a little bit of a diagonal there. Maybe I'll put a little edge right there.
Yeah.
Is this working? Now that looks a little too dark over here. I made it too light. I hate it when I have to go back over it. Okay. Now the bottom is dry enough, and I'll do, this will be the last thing I do, except for you can always go back and put opaque white in and make the flowers lighter or something. But this is where I'm going to do. Again, these flowers are making these little flick shadows. Come on. This is all dark. Wow, I should use a brush. What's it look like up here? Okay, here we go. Goes up, comes down. And by going tight around these orange begonias, the oranges will start to pop out. Okay, let's see. Some holes in there. Where is this? Okay, it's dark over on this side. It's light on that side. And what about over here? It's, oh boy, it's dark over there too. Okay, there's some pretty good shadows over here. So this window box is making the blue lobelia stand out. And we're going to take a smaller brush, small, and just make that raggedy edge so the blue starts to stand out again. Sometimes that color is inside the blue. Remember early on, I had painted that dark color in some dark greens. I think I got to reload those because that's the window box that shows through. This is where I squint and just kind of look and see what looks good. Okay, so I think I'm done. I probably will come back and darken that window box a little bit more. It looks a little too green to me, but I don't want to do it now with all the shadow colors so wet.
He's gonna wait until we leave the black, factory black.
Yeah, it's gold black.
Yeah. Now there's some whites popping in here that I don't particularly like. I'm gonna just tone those down because it's too bright. It's probably the shadow inside there that just looked too much. This is pretty good there. Somebody asked me earlier, am I going to tone down the mullions? And I think this looks too bright to me. I'm going to take a little bit of a yellowy kind of color. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Am I interrupting?
Not a thing. Not a thing. We're in the last 3 seconds of the class. Come on in.
So I was reading about this Wendy's
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
magazine. And she lived in the same building as my parents. In Manhattan. Wendy and Mother were on the board together.
That's a neat piece.
It's a neat piece.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. She was amazing. She was really good.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Is it wood?
Yeah, it is. And the workmanship, so.
Did she do this here or did she have a studio somewhere?
I don't know. This is Michelle.
Oh, okay.
So she would know any details. Yeah, pretty rustic.
Happy Easter.
Okay.
Big stripes.
So if you think some of the whites are too bright, you can tone them down. I just toned that down a little bit, but I didn't want to make it too much of a color. Oh, these white flowers down here are a little bit too bright, so I may put a little bit of color in them, or a little shadow tone or something. See how they look out like a hand down there or something, or a glove. So this white down here, I'm just kind of breaking up a little bit of cerulean blue. Thinking of that as the shadow color down there and just knocking it down a little bit.
We didn't just say goodbye.
Oh.
We didn't remind everyone that you're not gonna be here next week.
I did at the beginning.
I know. The end.
It is the end, yeah. So don't rush your last steps as I sort of did. I sort of wanted to finish by noon so you could go off to the club and have lunch. I may go back. I might darken this window box a little bit more. I might put some white gouache and blue on some of these flowers to make them sparkle a little bit more, but I don't want to overdo it. And there's always some touching up, maybe a few more darks in the flowers. I don't know. They're not too bad. But
we have 2 weeks to do this one. We don't have to do this.
Well, what do you want to do about critique? Do you want to do it this week and knock it out? Or do you want to wait?
I'm planning on getting mine ready for the week after.
I think we should do it this week.
I do too. I agree.
Yeah, I think yeah, I got to keep the whip out because if you let it go, then you'll waste away.
Have to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and I will send out after the critique on Wednesday. I'll send out the next images, but those won't be for 2 weeks, so you'll have plenty of time to fret about that.
And you're going to send this picture right now.
Yeah, I got the internet's not real great in the studio right now, but I will send this to you this afternoon. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay.
And again, a reminder: we won't meet next weekend, or next Monday on the what would be the 18th, but we will meet on the 25th, and then the first 2 weekends in May. So.
Well, Ned, I'm only going to do my picture partly for this critique.
That's okay. That's okay. You always say that anyway.
No, but I really mean it this time. This is complicated. This one.
Are you able to send it to everybody?
What, this?
Yeah, you got everybody's address?
I'm going to sign off. Thanks, Ned. I'll see you
Okay,
Wednesday.
Kathleen. All right. See you Wednesday. Yes, good.
Bye, Kathleen.
Bye. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, well, yeah, that's one something.
It's almost so.
I'm going to sign off as well, Nettie.
All right, Josh.
Talk to you Wednesday.
Yeah.
Me
talk to you
too.
later.
See
Thanks a
everyone.
lot, Ned.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. This was great.
You're very welcome. Great. Yes. Nancy.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ned. This is a very difficult picture.
See you
but
Wednesday.
It's fun.
Okay. See you Wednesday.
Bye.
Is this picture going to be, are you going to keep it on the screen?
You mean my own painting?
Yeah.
We're going to send it out in just a minute in an email.
Oh, okay.
Then you'll have your own copy.
Okay, great.
Once Ned finishes.
Well, yeah.
We'll send out an interview.
Ned?
Yeah.
I'm still
Lori?
with you, Laura, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a Google password, so I was not able to open up the thing that you sent me. Is the way you could, on the mixing of colors?
Yeah. So I think, hey, Bill, how does that work? When I send things out, some of you guys ask me for permission to get into something.
You send it out, if you don't send it to everyone.
Well, I send it to everybody, and only a few people ask to get in. Is that they're the only ones that are doing it, or?
They're the only ones
Recording
that
stopped.
I'm thinking they're the only ones that have a Google account. I don't have a Google account.
Bill, she doesn't have a Google account.
No.
Oh, I don't have it.
What I send to you.
I know, but yeah.
And you give, you're giving me.
So do I have to go through 17 people giving them permission?
Or maybe you need to.
No, at the beginning, it'll say, you need to send permission. I'll go, yes, and I'll go send. So as soon as I load it, then I send the permission.
A lot of times I have to.
I know.
For permission.
I know.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I'll come by and we'll say, it'll give me the ability to open.
Yeah. Lori, email me, when you know I've sent something out, or I say I've just sent a video, and if you don't get it, let me know and I can send it to you separately or something.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Could I let you know right now? Would you send that to me? Oh, I'll do it so you don't worry about it.
I get
Yeah, I'll
tickled
try to-
with
I'll try
the
to
ones who
remember.
always forget to mute themselves, and I hear them telling